So can you comfortably take a family of 4, or maybe just 2, on a long distance trip in the new Toyota Tacoma? You know, the old one, the previous generation, the 3rd generation, didn't have a whole lot of room inside, particularly in the back seat area. So let's go take a quick look. We're gonna take a look in the back seat area, because that, I think, is where you might have the most problems. Let's take a look back in here. Let's get her open. Yeah, I could just grab the handle, but I didn't. Of course, you have to hit the right button. There we go. Let's take a look in here. First of all, it is dirty. I must admit, a lot of pollen and junk in the air right now. But this is where the seats would normally be when I'm out driving around in it, and even when I have a passenger. That seat actually could go up a little bit further, so maybe if you have somebody back here with longer legs, they need to sit on that side. But right here, this is where I would be comfortably driving the car, or the truck I should say. So let's hop in. We do have a grab handle to grab on here. Let's go ahead and get in here, and it is a little cumbersome, a little tight. You kind of have to drag your leg in there. But this is where I'm at right now. And you can see I am touching the seats. Nothing horrible. If I stretch my feet out just a little, and that's about as far as I can go, I still am touching the seats. Now, I could slide right up against the back. Right now, my lower back, you can see here, is right up against the back seat area here. Not a very comfortable ride. Now, my knees, when I'm like this, are, I don't know, maybe an inch or so, inch and a half away from the seat. So we do have a little bit more space there. What about when I shut the door? Things are going to shrink quite a bit back here. I mean, really, I'm going to be sitting probably more like this. This is how I'm going to sit, and we have the headrest right up against my head. So it's a pretty straight up and down situation that we have here. For me, that wouldn't be great. Now, if you're a kid, you know, maybe you're 8, 9, 10 years old, wouldn't be so bad, obviously, because it's probably going to be a bit smaller than me. Now, from the door area, you can see here, I'm right up against the edge. I mean, I could kind of lay my arm down here like this, but there's absolutely no support there. So I'm going to be up on the side like this. Again, a little bit confining in here, and I do feel pretty darn confined. Now, one of the downfalls of the new Tacoma, as well as all of the rest, because they didn't have them either, is a armrest here. There's nowhere to put my arm. It just kind of has to dangle down here, right? I mean, I can lay it on my lap. I guess I could throw it across the person beside me. I don't know. But it definitely needs a center armrest back here. Why don't we have that? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It could easily be incorporated into the seat. I would prefer to have something like that. So, in the back seat area, we don't have tons and tons of room back here to be comfortable. But what about the passengers in the front? That is a whole different story. Okay, climbing up here into the front seat area, we have no grab handle here. Still something the Tacoma is missing. I don't know why. So I guess you just kind of step up on the step there, and then grab the steering wheel, kind of step up in the air. I guess I'm way up here now. And then duck. Ooh, kind of dirty up there. And then duck to get down into the truck. Really not too bad. Now, once I'm inside here, I have plenty of room. I mean, there's nothing that my knees are hitting or anything crazy like that. Plenty of clearance underneath the steering wheel, and even some spread out room to the sides, right? No big deal. And the passenger, they're going to have even more room because they don't have a steering wheel in front of them, unless you're in Europe. From the door, the area over here, let's go ahead and shut the door. Much more space for the passenger, or the driver, I should say. I mean, we've got plenty of arm room over here, lots of room to spread out a little bit. And I guess that's the key. Can you spread out inside the new Tacoma? You can in the front. Ergonomically, of course, we've got room to reach everything in here. I can obviously reach the radio and the controls and the shifter. I can even lean over just a little bit and grab the glove box. So we have plenty of room as far as that goes. And by the way, I really do like this area here, particularly if you're going on a trip with somebody. They might want to throw some stuff up there. They've got room to put things. There's room over there in the door card area. So you're not going to have them kind of impending upon your area, which I consider to be everything from the edge of the front center console all the way over to the left to the door. And of course, in the door, we've got places to put things here as well. I do like that they gave us room for 2 phones up here, so you and your passenger can lay a phone there. And then you have this deep area here. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with that. I guess if you have paperwork or something, maybe you could lay something there. I don't know. Cup holder wise, we got plenty of room for those. Couple in the center, down there, and there is a good distance between the seats and the cup holder areas. You can put things down there, even a little shelf here to put stuff. I do have a little coin holder thing that doesn't obviously have to be there. So you have plenty of room to put stuff. From a seat comfort standpoint, much better than the 3rd gen. You know, I'd made videos in the past kind of looking at the 3rd gen as a long distance traveler. Not real comfortable in the seat areas. These are much better, more ergonomically designed, I guess. We do have lumbar on the driver's side, so you can get that lower back support. We do not have lumbar over there on the passenger side. My wife, she would not like that very well. And by the way, lumbar is electric, even though we have manual seats in this truck otherwise. So I do think it would make for a decent 2-person traveler. I don't think you'd really want to throw anybody in the back. I mean, you could go for maybe a half an hour, something like that. But after a while, those straight up and down seats back there start to get a little bit uncomfortable, I would think. One thing that maybe Toyota should consider doing in the future, a lot of SUV and even trucks out there are offering kind of another notch in the back seat where you can kind of pull up on the release for the seat and then push it back a little bit to give you a little bit more of a reclining angle. I think that would greatly improve the experience in the back seat of the new Tacoma. Whether Toyota ever does it or not, who knows? But you do know that as the generation ages, in this case, we're in the 1st year, they do like to tweak it and add things to it. And I hope that maybe they'll do that, because that would make a big difference. Lastly, fuel economy wise, of course, if you're going on a long trip, you want to do it as efficiently as you can. This truck should get probably in the low to mid 20 mile per gallon range on the freeway. I'm getting 17 to 18 just putzing around town, so I know it's going to be much better out on the freeways. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know, from what you've seen, do you suppose that taking a long distance trip in the new Tacoma would be a good idea? Or maybe take that family hauler that you've got parked beside it in the garage? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.